working with, and um, it will be kind of like a show and tell, like the hobby projects that they are working on, and hopefully we can all learn something from it. So let's start. Today I'm going to talk about self-hosting. The main idea of self-hosting is that you are hosting your services in a machine that you can control. So why now we need to talk about it? So there is a demand of self-hosting, also an increase of cloud costs together with privacy concerns, and there is a sudden spike in AI compute needs. So it's going to be exponential needs in the future, and the more you can use your resources effectively and can play with it, the more um, career growth oriented you will be. At least that's what my take is. You don't need a data center to become a cloud architect. Your garage rack can be one of the best place to start. What if I tell you your personal server could teach you more about cloud computing than most corporate jobs? So without further ado, let's jump into it and see uh, how the see how the future is unfolding. All right. So the main need for self-hosting is that as a software engineer, as a DevOps guy, or as a technologically oriented person, whatever you do, you need a place to do your um, experiments. So basically, you need a sandbox or dev server, and whatever you are building, that comes with um, need where you need to deploy your things on your sandbox and see it in real time, what the output will look like, at least have a sense. And also it's fun. So cloud environments are expensive, and having a private lab accelerates learning. So all the images that I'm showing here, I have taken it from internet, where people using their own machines, making something out of it and using them for their workloads. So there is a sudden increase of high availability and fault tolerant applications, and there is also a need of resilient and redundant storages. So having this kind of needs, and uh, having this kind of needs at your doorstep, you need a you need an effective way to play with them. So that there comes the sandbox. And also there is cloud tax, which is essentially, first you start with a free tier, but we all know that it just adds up fast, and there is there is much you can do with a limited amount of money you have. So we need to find some better alternatives. So there comes this self-hosting idea. So basically you are sitting on a gold mine. There are old laptops, desktops, and unused servers. There are untapped learning potentials, and it can be turned into full stack cloud labs if you can do it properly. And the and maybe it has an incurring cost, but it will be cheaper in the long run. But the main idea is to have complete control over your data and services. And most of that most of out of most of the things that I have said, hands-on learning is better than theory. We all can agree. If you turn your old PCs into nodes and edge devices and have a storage attached to it, and with a hypervisor you can basically create a mini data center. It's kind of like a very overkill term, but it is very small. It's like a miniature platform that you have built with the tools available at your disposal. So what is a hypervisor? So hypervisor is basically allowing you to create virtual machines, and there are two types of hypervisor. One is type 1 and another is type 2. We are familiar with type 2, where on my host OS I am installing a software like VirtualBox, and it is allowing me to create VMs. So it is type 2, which works on top of another OS. So it is type 2, but where type 1 is much more efficient, where it sits on top of bare metal. It only installs the things it needs, like the hypervisor software, and then it directly access your hardware and allow you to create VMs. A couple of the tier 1 hypervisor is Proxmox, VMware, ESXi, and Hyper-V from Microsoft. So for our case, I have chose Proxmox. So why Proxmox? It's just not a hypervisor. Think of Proxmox as your on-prem AWS that you completely control. It is a hypervisor which allows you to create KVM and LXC containers. So KVM stands for kernel-based virtual machines. It has a web UI, CLI, and REST API that can give you a range of access for many of the services you are deploying or will deploy, and you can basically create interactive dashboards and do good amount of monitorings. And also it supports enterprise features, although there needs to be some price, but most of the features of Proxmox is free and it's open source. It also supports snapshots, VLANs, and GPU pass-through. So here is a dashboard looks like. So it's not the built-in dashboard, it's like it's a Grafana dashboard which is interacting with your Proxmox API, and it is showing typical monitoring and observability metrics and graphs to show what is your Proxmox cluster looks like. You can basically, so this is one power of Proxmox, like it can be integrated with other tools to do various sorts of things. Yeah, so that often comes like why we chose Proxmox, why not others? Definitely you can choose others, there are other types of Proxmox, but like I was saying, Proxmox is open source, and there are other tools which is not as per either performant or either not free or either not rich, feature rich. So Proxmox comes into a very sweet spot, I would say. The initial idea, at least if you go to Reddit, there is a Homelab space where people come together and showcase what they build. Generally they are very small in miniature in size, but that's the idea of Homelab. It does not need to be big, it needs to be small, but it needs to have it has much more features that a big machine that you have, like the laptop or MacBook that you're using. It is not as feature rich like Proxmox allows some mini PCs or old PCs to be connected with different sorts of production like scenarios. Like it helps you learn more about networking, it helps you learn more about storage, how distributed storage works. You can basically deploy almost anything on VMs and create CI/CD with Argo CD and GitOps, and basically you can do monitoring with Prometheus and Grafana. So with a very small amount of cheap hardware, it allows you to create many things, which I think is a very great benefit or great reward to have. Also there is there is an increase, like an influx of increase of AI workloads, like more and more resources are required for the coming models to run. So basically, if you add bunch of small or old PCs and suddenly your need grows, you can add another PC to your network stack, and it will, you can share your workloads there, or also you can migrate from one place to another place. So so there are tons of possibilities to use already existing old PCs coupling with the new gears that you need to buy. So uh, that is a very great feature, I would say. For example, GPU pass through, and other PCI devices pass through is, I think, an excellent feature from Proxmox and other sorts of hypervisors. In this case, by saying own your stack, shape your future, I meant is that if you don't practice the things that you are learning day to day or getting yourself exposed to, you often lag behind. So the idea to have real experience and coupling it with certifications, you are one step ahead from other engineers and developers who are not doing that. So you have you have a ready platform or infrastructure for startups and AI research, where you have an idea, you do some vibe coding and then run it on your infra to see how it behaves, and there you have already at least an idea or sense how it will look like if it is in the production in terms of infrastructure point of view. And also you can learn from your failure and experiment safely. So don't wait another day, I would say get started today. What you would need, you basically, Proxmox is free, so you can install it and then you can repurpose your old machines, and you can start with one service and scale later. So what can you deploy? So you, what is your need? So that, then the next question from my side would be like, what is your need? Do you need a media server? Do you need a DNS server? Do you need a home assistant? So what you need, based on your need, you can find tools or services you like and see if you can deploy them and learn from your deployments. So I would encourage everyone to do so. So I'll try to see a demo right now, and let me play it. So here I am showing my Proxmox dashboard. I have 36 CPUs, 32 GB RAMs, and good amount of storage. I have two nodes connected as a cluster, and although it's not a high availability setup, but I have only this amount of machines right now. And now I am creating a VM. It's just going to clone an image. It will take some time, but till then I'll try to show you um, the configuration options available from Proxmox side. So I can change or edit, update the hardware part, and then I'm just clicking start, and I'm waiting for it to be bootstrapped. It will take some time, and even after you start your VM, you can change it like you have in other hypervisors. So I'll just skip it to a part where it's ready. Yeah, and meanwhile I also try to create a container, LXC containers. And yeah, I think it's very straightforward. You just go through some prompts and give it an ISO that you that should be your base image, and then give it the amount of resources it needs. And once it's ready, you can get into it. So this is the web view of the Proxmox dashboard, and This is the test clone VM that I've created. Yeah, it's ready. Cloud in ran, so I'm just um, logging into it, and I am trying to log in as a root, and to show you that um, it's very simple to start a machine and destroy once you are done. And now I'm running the checking the network connectivity. It's connected to my router. So basically networking is another very fun part in self-hosting. So you need to get your hand dirty to learn a few different things. At least for me, I have learned a lot about networking when I went into this self-hosting. So I will get to the next slide. Yeah, thank you from my side. I think it was a very short presentation, but that's what I'm working on nowadays, and I would love to hear more about your queries and see if I can help you out. Or and yeah, I look forward to everyone to be spending times to make their resources more utilized. Till then, um, I uh, I expect everyone to be in good health, and we'll see you next time when I have something um, more interesting. And I would encourage everyone to be showcasing what they are doing. So in order to do that, you can reach out to me with this email, and I will facilitate you a platform where we all can be benefited from what you are doing. Everyone, thank you for staying with me till the end, and please like, share, and subscribe. um, be sure to follow, and we will hope